Kipsters. Today we are going to be looking at our answers for Monday's exit tickets when we're making connections. Remember, when we make connections, we're looking at two texts and we're figuring out how they are the same and how they are different. So, let's go through the slides and show you what you're going to be doing today. So the very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to push present and you're going to double click the video here so that you can see the instructions for today's lessons. Remember, you double click it. All right. Then we're slide two. Slide two, you're going to reread these passages and then you're going to write 3 ways the passages are the same and 3 ways they are different. Remember, the same is in the middle and how they are different are on the side. Remember, all you do is you double click and you write and you push it and then you write. All right, my friends? So that's what you're doing. Then for slide number 3, there is a model. So once again, you're going to push present. You're going to double click the video. And when you double click the video, you're going to watch what I did to answer question number 3 because we saw that you had a difficult time answering question number 3. And so this is a model on how to answer it using the Venn diagram, using the passage, and using our check mark boxes. For slide 4, I basically just gave you the answer because I just wanted to show you the answer. And it says, what is one way the two selections are different? And you see that I picked A. The first selection gives a history of the Underground Railroad, but the second provides a first-person account. Remember, a first-person account means that that person was actually there and they're writing about their experience. And that happens in this one because it says, it's where I would go, would it help me, what if I got caught? So that tells me their personal experience, while the first passage tells me the history of the Underground Railroad. And then you can see that it says for B, the first selection gives information, but the second selection tries to get you to do something. So actually this one should have a check mark and this one should have an X, but it's still wrong because it's not 2 true facts. C says the first selection explains how the Underground Railroad worked, but the second tells why it's existed. Well, it does tell us how it works, so I gave it a check. And then this one says it tells why it existed. It doesn't tell us why, it tells us someone's experience, so I put an X here. Then D says the first selection tells about the present. This happened in the past. It even says the word history, so this is wrong. But the second tells about the past. Well, it says my escape from slavery, and this happened in the past, so I gave it a check mark. But because there was no 2 check marks, it's wrong. So my best answer was A, because that is how they are different, and I have 2 true check marks. So after you look at that, and you just think about what do you do to choose the best answer, then you're going to go to your last slide. This is slide number 5. And so slide number 5 says, this student chose the wrong answer. Look at their answer and look at their evidence. So they chose A, and the question is asking how they are alike. And he or she says that tells a story about a person's escape to freedom. And that's how both passages are alike. Then they gave their justification. And it says A is the best answer because the first text says it helps slaves to escape to freedom. And the second text says, my parents arranged my escape. So both texts are talking about escaping. The first text is also nonfiction text, and the second is a fiction text. So they chose A, that they both tell stories about people's escape to freedom, but this one's wrong. So I want you to look at your Venn diagram, look at your answer, your text evidence, and figure out what answer is correct. And you're going to write it here. You can say the best answer is Z because, and then you're going to tell me why. Okay? So remember, you double click and you write it there. Remember, when you're finding connections and making connections, you think, what did I read about? So what were each passages about? What was the purpose of each passage? And think about how are they the same and how are they different. Remember, you can think about themes, you can think about main ideas, you can think about just things that are happening in the text. How are they different or the same? So think about those things while you are trying to figure out what is the best answer for question number 2. So remember, if you have any questions, please leave a comment in your assignment work. If you need any help, you can always reach out via Class Dojo or any other way that you possibly can. Remember, we also have Zoom meetings from at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. if you need help with any of your work. So make sure you go to our classroom to get those as well, to get that extra support as well. After this slide, just do your exit ticket, all right? And remember, think, what did I read about? How are they the same? How are they different? Bye.